All right, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I'm KTJ, and you guys are here for our Monday night live show. Welcome to Love Coach Live. I'm your man KTJ, and this is where we talk about it. So let me go ahead and bring my friends in. We got a great show here today. So I want everybody to come on in. Hello, everybody. Tonight we're talking about it. Should men lead with everything? Should men pay for everything? That's what it is. We got a little typo there, but should men pay for everything? We want to hear your perspectives on this. We want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. Should men pay for everything? Everything? So I got my girl Cassandra here. Say hello, Cassandra.
Hello, everyone.
Yes. Denise is in the building. What's happening, Denise?
Hello.
Will Brown is here. What's happening?
Good evening, everyone.
All right. So we getting into it, you guys. Let's just jump in. We don't need to belabor any time because I think this is a hot topic, and I'll tell you where this topic came from. There was a conversation I happened to see on. I don't know if you guys ever watch Steve Harvey morning show, and they do the Strawberry Letter. If you guys watch that, and they had one segment on there that kind of caught my ear, and the topic was is he a loser? And they was trying to ask, like, is this guy a loser? The guy paid for the dates. But for whatever reason, he was like living with his sister, and he didn't have a car. And so, but all the dates they went on, he paid for the dates. He just, so the lady enjoyed his company. She liked him. He was funny. They had a good vibe going on. And so then they got to one date, and he did not want to pay because her friend invited them to the restaurant. And they went to the restaurant, and he was like, well, she invited us, she should pay. And the lady was like, she felt like embarrassed, and so she just like gave her card to the waiter, and the waiter was her friend, and her friend came over and said, your meal's free, he has to pay. No, she said the loser has to pay.
Oh my goodness.
She said, you loser. How could you come on a date and not want to pay? And so I thought about that, and I just kind of was asking the question, is this guy a loser? And you need to know that this was like date number 4 or something like this. This wasn't the first date. This was like date number 4. And I listened to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said the guy was a loser because he wasn't paying for dates. Because he didn't pay for that date. So
I have a question.
Go. Tell me your thoughts. I'm going to get everybody.
So my question was, this the 4th date with the same woman?
Same woman.
Same woman?
Yes.
Well, first of all, her girlfriend asked them to join her, obviously at the establishment where she worked. Am I correct on that?
Correct.
Okay. So with that being said, maybe there should have been an understanding that the girlfriend was going to pay for her friend. And then, of course, that would have left him no choice but to pay for his meal because obviously he wasn't aware of the circumstances. So I don't see that being a loser. If he already paid for 4 dates, and ironically her girlfriend said, hey, you guys, if you're out, why don't you come on over here? And, don't worry, I'll take care of your tab, sister. Sister, I'm gonna take care of your tab. Then yes, he should take care of his tab. But I don't see that being a loser because he's already done the chivalry, to show that he's a gentleman. and he's willing to still go out on the date because realistically, he could have declined the date with the girlfriend because his interest was in the woman that he was dating. Am I
Yes.
am I correct
Right.
in saying that, ladies?
Well,
What y'all think?
from the sounds of it, the intentions were never really to pay for the girlfriend. It just kind of was to put that man down, like, well, you're a loser because you know she's having to give her card, so I'm going to take care of her, but not you. But that I don't think that was the intentions from the beginning. It was just kind of to put the man down, like,
Right.
okay, since you're not going to do it, then I'll take care of it, and you pay for your own. But no, I don't think he's a loser at all. I mean,
Absolutely not.
I agree with the man. Like if your friend invited us, she should be covering it.
Well, at least clarifying, the conditions. I got my girl. You good? Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. And then he could have even stepped up to the plate even more to say, well, you know what? Don't worry. I'm gonna take care of everybody's tab. That still was an option. But yeah, for her to kind of like throw dirt on his shoes, I don't think that was appropriate at all. And then she don't know the circumstances of their relationship. So for her to
Right.
call him a loser on the first opportunity,
Yeah. First opportunity.
her getting to meet
Right.
him, like that was inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. Right.
I think the
Go
word was kind of harsh, but I kind of have a different stance on it.
Let's hear it.
If he knew that he was going on a date, because that's like if you're going to a birthday party, a lot of people now have dinner parties, and when you get there, you pay for yourself. So if I'm inviting someone that's courting me, I'm assuming he's going to pay for me unless we have a conversation and he says, I will not be able to cover this, or are we each covering ourselves? But my mind is telling me we're going out to a dinner party, a friend hasn't invited us, you're going to cover it. Unless I say, so you know what I got tonight. Unless I say I have tonight, I would assume he would be covering the date.
So, but that's the thing that you guys got to understand too. And I don't think that women necessarily understand like the male perspective on this. Okay. And that is you for most men, right? You're always it's in your mind to not be seen as a loser, right? As I don't care what you're doing and I don't care who you're with, you are in the position of the protector and provider.
Right.
Even with women that's not your woman.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're in that position, right? And listen, I've been in these situations where I'm not seeing none of these women, but we might be on a business networking kind of thing. Like we met up for business networking to see if we can do business together, arrange this upcoming thing, whatever it is. And when the bill come, they go like this.
And
none of them are my woman, right? But there's like a quiet expectation that you a baller. You come in here, Mr. Love Coach, Mr. Love Coach Atlanta. You got it. Okay, go ahead. I even had one. She just went to the bathroom when the check came. I thought that was real slick. I thought that was real slick. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, that was cunning. That was cunning.
Wow.
But, at the same time, because we're in this liberation movement with women, I think it's fair game. If a woman, if a couple are dating and they're trying to establish some fair ground, yeah, we should be able to split. If I paid and you invite me out, then yeah, I should expect you to pay too. I'm not going to take away for the fact that chivalry, still exists, but because women are so liberated, then I feel like, well, hey, like our vibe is good. We've already established a rapport. We got an understanding. We both feeling each other. You want to take me out on a date? then yeah, go ahead and fit that bill. I ain't gonna break you. That's fair game.
Yeah. Look, hey, we got a couple comments on the TikTok side. Miss Dreamer said the lady had been driving him around to all the dates because he didn't have a car. That's look. So what are you actually trying to say? See, y'all see this little shaming little thing. It's
coming.
shaming.
Was he putting gas in the car for all these dates that she's driving to?
Right.
They didn't mention.
Yeah, because
And
there's
so
some different dynamics. There's some different dynamics in there. She had the car. He paid for gas, and he's taking care of the bill, and he's being a gentleman and showing chivalry. Yeah, well, she got the car. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And until the friend said something, she probably wasn't even worried about that.
Exactly.
Like, she probably was ready. Like, okay, he had me all these other dates. I'll take care of it, no problem. But when the friend said something, that's probably when, I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah.
And,
well,
and you know what?
No, look,
it's
go
unfortunate.
ahead.
It's unfortunate that sometimes, depending on the circumstances with the relationship with the girlfriends, she could have been hating. Because now all of a sudden her girlfriend is in a situation that she feeling his brother and she don't have anyone, and she trying to check the temperature of what's going on with that relationship. And the first little thing that she can find to discount him, there she go trying to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
There she go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Look, so we got a couple of comments. Hey, Bella's in the building. That's our Bella. She's checking in with us. Let me see. Regina said people don't fully and effectively communicate. Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that, y'all. To even mention it makes a man look cheap. To even mention it, they like, I guess you ain't got no money.
But they should have discussed it prior to getting to the restaurant. So if they were on the same accord, then when she got there and her friend made a comment, she was like, oh, no, we got this. She would have stood up for him. But the fact that he didn't say anything prior and they get there and she has to be like, oh, wait a minute, I got to get my own card. Like, she could have even slid her card under the table to him and have him pay. So he doesn't look bad. But the fact that they communicate this, she couldn't cover him.
Yeah.
Look,
Miss Dreamer said, not true. She wasn't prepared to pay. She thought he was going to pay.
See? I mean, so that's why the conversation needed to be had prior to them walking into the restaurant.
Right. Because after all, they were invited. So, there was a dynamic there that wasn't understood.
Yeah.
Yes. So I got an infographic. Let me see if I can pull that down. But we got a comment while I'm pulling that up.
Okay.
All right. We'll read that for us.
Let me see what that says here.
Can you see it?
No. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get it showing up here.
All right. Don't worry about it. I got it. Ladies.
Okay. Ladies, would you like to date a man who does not have his own spot or car? Should the man focus on getting himself together before dating?
You want to go first?
and y'all notice, look. Now, so you notice, though, that's a part of the story. Why is that even a part of the story? Right? What exactly does that have to do with a man paying at that moment when it came to time to pay?
Right.
Nothing. It's
But
only come up because it's that sprinkle of shame.
Yeah, it's the little nuances in there because unfortunately, for him to not have a car and he's living with family, it gives the illusion that he's not stable. Because most women, although he may be polite and courteous and a gentleman and he got a good vibe about him, she's looking at the fact that, well, dag, I got my own apartment and my own car. And like, what is his situation that he's not stepping up to the plate to at least meet me on equal terms that I can come over there and just for the sake that, he may be a creative brother and, come on over and let me make you dinner tonight. So we don't
Well,
have to
she
go at.
already knew his situation because was she not driving to the dates? Is that not what I heard?
Correct.
True.
Yes.
So,
Right.
and this was date number 4, right?
Right.
Mhm.
She could have
Right.
changed her mind after date number 1 or 2 when she found out the situation. So for
Exactly.
Right.
her, this was not
Exactly.
an issue, and she
Not
was
an issue.
willing
No.
to continue to date this man.
Right.
Right.
But
So
the issue was the
For
comment
her.
that was left. The issue was the comment that was just left. So
And I
Mhm.
think the question was to us
I'm gonna pull
ladies
it back up.
here.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
to us. So I feel that whoever sent this comment, of course, is trying to throw some shade on the brother, but then at the same time, it does not look good for a man to be living with a woman,
Hard out here.
family, and don't have a car, unless he's able to really explain his situation and hope that it's temporary.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
In a normal situation, would I date someone in that situation? No. But what are the circumstances that brought him here and how is he rebuilding? Or has
Right.
he been in this situation all along and he's
Yeah.
wanting to date in the situation and thinking this is okay? It's a no for me. It's
Right.
a definite
Wait,
no.
wait a
for me.
minute,
Totally agree.
Cassandra. But
Yeah.
wait a minute. But why? Hold on. But you started off saying I wouldn't date this guy. Would I date this guy? No. Why would you not date this good man who is possibly on some bad
No, that's what I
times in his life?
said. That's what I
Like,
said. If he was having situations and fell
Okay.
into this predicament,
okay,
and he's trying to rebuild himself, that's different. But if this is
Mhm.
where he was and is comfortable being,
Yeah.
then no, I will not date him.
Yeah. I
Because you're thinking
definitely
of
have to
COVID
agree.
times right now. People have been through a lot of situations, lost jobs, lost homes, lost cars because
Right.
of the situation. If it's a matter of that, I understand. But if he's just complacent with his life, living with his sister, he's okay with that. Not owning a car, he's okay with that. Sandra's not okay with that.
Okay. Let me just catch the people up who are checking in. Hey, Zach is in the building. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank y'all for popping in. But look, so we starting the conversation off based off of a story that was on a Steve Harvey morning show, and he was talking about the lady wrote into the Strawberry Letter saying that she's dating a guy who basically didn't have anything. He didn't have a car, didn't have a. He was staying with his family, but he was paying for all the dates, and he got to that one date number 4, 5, or whatever it was, way down the line, and they were invited by the friend. The friend says, "Come to my restaurant and eat." So they came, they ordered everything they wanted. When the bill came, she looked at him and he looked at her and was like, I guess the owner, the waiter, or whoever she is, I guess she's gonna take care of it. And so that caused a little conflict. So our question tonight is, should a man pay for everything? Always. Is a man expected to date and pay for everything? Always. All right. So Cassandra, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Who should pay on the first date? Man or woman?
I feel he should. If he asked me on a date, I feel like he should pay for the date.
Who should pay on the second date?
It depends who asks. I'm going to be honest. I'll pay for a date, but it depends who asks for the date. If I asked him, all right, you know what? Let's go out tonight. I may cover that, but most likely him.
Denise, who should pay on the first date?
The man.
Okay.
The
Who should pay on the
second
second
date. The man.
Who should pay on the third date?
The man. But I do agree with Cassandra that, once a relationship, once, everything has been discussed, or if I ask the man, oh, well, let's go do this and whatever, and and I'm asking, then I don't mind paying. But if that men, that are trying to put their best foot forward or impress upon a woman, they want to take you out on dates, I'll let them do it and let them pay. Now, if I ask, then I expect to pay.
Wait, okay. So y'all, I like how y'all said that. Do you ever ask?
Yes, I
Yes,
have
I
asked
do.
before. Mhm.
What number date was that?
I don't remember. I mean, the months we've gotten like into it.
I bet you don't remember.
It's happened.
No,
But
it's not
it
date
does
one and it's
happen.
not date two. It's not going to be the first few dates because that's his.
Right.
I feel like that's that man's point to try to, I call it
Yes.
wooing me, trying to get me.
Yes.
And I feel like that should not be my responsibility to pay those first few dates. But
Absolutely.
then if
All
I
right.
find a time that, you know what, I want to take him out. He's taking me out about 3 or 4 times. Let me plan a date for us and then I'll pay for it. I'll say at least the first 3, that's on him.
Okay. My man K Zaggett, he said, first date, dude pays. Multiple dates, she needs to reach for the clutch. Hashtag her card works too. All right. But my girl B Smith in Chicago, she says, I'm not going on too many dates with a man I'm not interested in.
Good point.
Now, and you know what? Y'all women, y'all do that too. Women will go on a date with a man that they really don't even care that much about.
Well, see, now I got to comment because that's a sore spot because women do take advantage of becoming an opportunist, and then that's not fair because it's ironic that we're having this conversation because there are some women that go out 5 days a week. They put on their best dress, they go to the club. They looking attractive. They already know I ain't got but $20 in my pocket, but some brother gonna buy me some drinks.
Yeah, they're not planning on spending it either.
Right, and it's a common factor for those type of women. So let me clarify that for those type of women, and I don't think that that's fair to a brother because you're not really interested in getting to know him. You just hanging out for the night and want to get your drink on. So yeah, that's a little bit of oxymoron. I don't, for the women that do that's not cool.
All right, we got some folks on the TikTok live. Let's see. Sherry says, I think Dutch on the first date. Now Sherry, now you know.
I'm saying
know. She gonna say I'm a double Dutch myself on home. That's what we're going Dutch.
I just think men need to become more creative. I understand a lot of men don't want to spend a lot of money, but you have to be creative with how you're spending and the type of date you're creating.
Absolutely.
You can create a date at a park and you can spend $20 and woo this woman. Yeah. And I think that's where these men are losing touch with what women are looking for. It's not all about what you're spending.
It does.
It depends on the woman. Because
it does as well. It does as well.
Yeah, some of these elevated women, you ain't taking them to no park date. They for them to sweat that perm out and they wig get itchy. They're not doing that.
But you can go to a museum.
Yes. You can go to an indoor event where a museum, go walk through a museum. I know the High Museum.
Aquarium.
Right, aquarium.
There's other options.
Yeah, absolutely.
To where you're not spending $200 on a dinner date to get to know the woman. So after that, I think after a first date, you know whether you're going to have a second date or if she's interested or not interested in you. So if the issue is how much you're spending on the date, then become creative.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed.
Yeah. All right. Kazak said the man needs to be assertive as to what he's trying to do to avoid dealing with women who are not attracted to him. It don't take women 2, 3, 4 dates to know if she's attracted to him. Now that is true.
That's true.
That is true. A woman see this is something that men don't do though. And I don't know that women know that this is true. Men don't go on dates with women that they don't like.
Exactly.
A man will not ask you on a date. There has to be something about you that he likes.
Yeah.
Now it might even be superficial. It might be the round booty, right? It could be how you look in your it could be your presentation when he saw you. He was like, I like to see more of that, right?
Right.
But at least it's something for women. I was talking to this one lady one time, and she said, we was on the Clubhouse talk or something. And the lady was like, I just think I'm looking forward to, this was during the pandemic, I'm looking forward to just going out and just, having a guy invite me. That doesn't have to be anything between us. I don't have to like him. He doesn't have to like me. I just want to be able to go out and put on my dress, put on my heels, and go dancing and drinking and just enjoy myself. And I was like, well, who's going to pay? Oh, the man would pay. She said, oh, the man would pay. And I'm like, ma'am, but you just said you don't even like the guy. This is something that men do not do. If a man doesn't like you, he's not inviting you anywhere.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing in it. What you got to say, Denise?
Yeah, I've never done that, so I can't speak on that. If I'm not interested, I'm not going. It has to be something also for me to even take time to do this hair and makeup and put on a dress or anything to go out. So if I'm not interested,
So
I met a guy because I'm back. Yeah, because I met a guy. I'm back in these dating streets, and he kept going on and on about he's an engineer and this and that. And he said, well, can we meet up at McDonald's? And I said, like a date at McDonald's? And he was like, yeah, just to have like a smoothie or, a coffee or something. I'm like, you couldn't even say Starbucks.
Exactly.
You said McDonald's. No. I said, no, I respectfully decline. But he kept saying, I'm an engineer. I respectfully decline. I'm not going to waste my time.
That's good. That's good. My girl B, she said, people don't take enough time to get to know that other person.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, B? That sounds good, right? But while the whole getting to know you part is somebody has to finance the get to know you. And that's what we talking about here tonight. Should the man be doing the financing of the getting to know you? And where is the line where he has paid enough? And I'm just throwing these questions out for y'all. What does he get for his money? Is there an expectation that he should have? That like some you mentioned McDonald's. When you go to McDonald's, you order that number one and they go pull out a Big Mac and there is an exchange that happens. One person's you're going to get what you want and I'm going to get what I want. So is that the same in dating? What are we talking about?
I don't know. I think that needs to be established. And I think as you date, that obviously is a question that's going to be answered.
When you're dating, the purpose of dating is to collect data on each other. That's what it's about. That's what dating is for. So, me and that man, when we had that conversation, that's why I'm saying I have the conversations before I go out, because I need to know what is expected. What are we going to do here? Where are we going? All those things. And when he said that, it just was complete. But to answer your other question as, well, where is the line drawn? For me, when I feel there's a mutual interest in that other person, we've dated, we collected this data on each other. We know that we both are interested. It's not about a 1, 2, 3, 4 date.
Right.
It's just when I'm feeling this person the way he's feeling me. So yes, I don't mind treating him also, because he's made me feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
He's shown me that there's a certain type of interest there. I mean, that's just how it is for me. It's not really a number.
All right. So you said there's no, there's no real exchange. What's the exchange? What is his compensation for financing the get to know you? As B Smith said, people need to get to know each other. Well, what does he expect? What should he expect from getting to know you?
My time.
Anybody can answer.
Time. Yeah, I don't think, and I think that's a big thing that we're having an issue now is I see all these memes or These guys are doing these things and expecting something in return. If you're going to take me out on a date, there shouldn't be an expectation but a date. You're getting to know me, we're having conversation, and what you're going to get is whether you know whether I'm the woman you want to date or not. Do you want a second date with me or not? Besides those expectations, you should have nothing else.
I agree. But then also in retrospect, some women position themselves where their whole persona is so provocative that it automatically gives the man the insight to feel like, oh, this is an opportunity.
This is an opportunity.
You know what I'm saying? So and again, we're talking about different classes of women. When a woman presents herself with class, she's going to get that out of that man, even if it means the first date and she bringing someone with her because she really don't know him. So let me bring somebody that I can feel secure with and really get to know this individual to even find out if he's eligible for a second date. And then furthermore,
let me make sure. Hold on, Will. Let me make sure I understand what you just said. Did you just say that she should bring somebody with her on the date?
Depending on the circumstances.
So who won't pay for her?
Well, you know, and listen, if he's interested, then that won't be a factor. But the issue is if she's concerned enough about not being sure, but I still want to go. But you know what? Do you mind if I bring a friend? He has the option at that point to say, well, I'm more interested in meeting you than you bringing somebody that's a third wheel. But there are circumstances now with women dating that they feel a little bit insecure about dating someone, you know, with the whole date rape, you know, these different drugs that they, you know, the mollies and all that they putting in people's drinks because you're being social. And the next thing you know, you find yourself in a circumstance and you can't explain what happened, but it was that date you went on. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way you wanted. So there are different dynamics that a woman can be a little bit cautious because you know, you got some crazy dudes out here too. Not to take away anything from a woman and what she desires and what she should deserve. But there's some, you know, like there's some guys out here who are not level-headed enough and they will do anything to take advantage of a woman in those kind of circumstances. So with that, yeah, maybe I need to bring somebody until I'm sure about him.
All right. I
think you made a comment about the way she dresses. I want to rewind and come back to that.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Put a pin on. Hold that one. I know you're ready. Hold that one. I need everybody to go ahead and hit the like button wherever you're watching this. I need y'all to, if you're on TikTok, I need y'all to tap on the screen, tap on the screen, tap on the screen. Send some love this way. And if you guys are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the love button, show some love. We also do have the let me see. There we go. We do have the, let me see. Did it come up? Let me pull. I'm running them today. I'm running them. Let me see. Okay, I got the comments going. All right.
I agree with her. Sex should not be expected simply because of a first date.
All right. Yes. Yeah. So this is a comment. My man K Zag said, I agree with her. Sex should not be expected simply because of a first date. But look, here's something. He made a good point. Not that one. This one right here. He said we have to be careful of making the date all about the woman. Because I know the women, yeah, that never even crossed your mind. I know, Denise, I know it never even crossed your mind that it is for you. You know, I know you want him to show you a good time. And the good time must be financed. Isn't that right?
I mean, you know, I'm a wonderful time. So when I show up, it's gonna be a great time. So you know, I, I'm speechless on that.
All right, look, we got Nicole on the TikTok live. She said he's making an investment. This was to the what does he get in exchange for his finance? She said he's making an investment, and one of those investments will pay out big and change his life. How does he know that? How does he know that? You know, you could go broke trying to pull that lever.
Right.
What y'all think about that?
I think, again, it takes it back to that man being creative. Like for some men, it doesn't matter how many dates they go on, how much they're spending. They're okay with that. But for those that they feel like it's a burden or it's becoming more of a bill, then I think he needs to become more creative or more selective on how he's dating. Because we know that in general, it could be some other way, but majority of the time, it's going to be the man that's going to pay for the first date, the second date, maybe the third date, or maybe all the dates. So it's just expected that that's the way it's supposed to be. So as the question that was posed earlier, would we date someone like that? And is he ready to date? If you're not ready to date, then maybe you need to get some things in order before you can date, because that is part of dating. If you don't have the funds for that, you are not prepared to date. You can't ride the ride.
Yeah.
So there's a cost. I mean, he's got a well, where's the line at? Because like you said, there are some dates he could just take him to the park. And I actually like, I made a joke about it, but I actually like and have given a suggestion about taking somebody to the park, because here's my thought about it. I think that when a guy invites a woman out to get to know her, the idea is you're coming with me on an adventure. This is what I teach my guys. I said, listen, when you invite her to go, you don't leave any open loops or any open wonders. You tell her what the plan is. You tell her what to wear. You tell her where to meet you. You tell her what we're going to eat. Find out if she got some seafood allergies or whatever it is, right? You tell her everything. And look, some people might call this being controlling, but I call this being a leader, right? And you're also setting the tone for what she can expect in the future. Yeah. So yeah. So that's what I think. I think sometimes guys go wrong with leaving too much openness. And what do you want to eat? Yeah. Where you want to go? What do you want to? You can wear whatever you want. Like no, you do the directing, and so that kind of sets the tone for how it goes. So then also, y'all, you can't then complain about having to pay for the dates when you're in control of how they go. But, right. You know, so
good point.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. LaDonna's in the building. She says, I love a man with a plan. Yeah. Yes. It definitely says something about a man who's got some thoughts about which way we're going and how we're going to move. And if she comes back and says, you know what? I'm not going to no park. I'm not going to no park. For me, I say you give one more, you hear what she has to say and make an adjustment. Say, okay, like y'all said, I tell you what, I looked it up. They have an event going on at the museum. We're going to go to the museum and look, we acted like the museum was a cheap date. Museum ain't necessarily cheap.
Absolutely not.
Look, the museum, the High Museum of Art down there on Peachtree, that joint is expensive. It's like
if you have a membership, you can go. See, this is where you have to be creative. Get a membership, and so Like they have Friday night jazz every month. There's a date opportunity. Those 2 tickets are absolutely free.
See,
and she thinks she went on a high class date.
Right.
Yes, because when you go there, it does definitely feels high class. You around high class people, and they got wine and all of that. That's a good time. It's definitely a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got exhibits and all of that. And I went to one spot. The aquarium has a nighttime thing with wine and all of that sort of thing, and so you can see the fish. Some of the fish are sleeping and they just floating, and you can walk around the whole place and hook it up that way. But I think either way, a man's got to be prepared. So look, y'all, I think we're getting somewhere with this, right? So it's not necessarily about the money. He can just be more creative as he designs the experience. That's what we're saying.
I would like to say I just went on not just, it probably was about 2 months ago. I went on a really nice date, and this is he did exactly what you said. He had said, Denise, we're gonna go to the gun range.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go to the gun range. When we leave the gun range, we're gonna go get some Jamaican food. I was like, all right. So we did that. And then we ended up at the car wash. I don't go to the car wash where I have to wash the car myself. He was like, no, we're going to go to this car wash. We washed each other's cars because I drove my own car. He drove his own car. We washed each other's cars. And it was an amazing date to me, because while we're there washing cars, we're communicating the whole time. So it was just a constant communication at the gun range, at the car wash, everywhere. So I don't know. It was creative to me because.
Okay, the car wash though. That's kind of a new one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's not necessarily one that I would suggest. But hey, it worked. It worked.
It's about getting to know each other, and that's what we were doing. We were getting to know each other the whole entire time with each place we went to, and. If he didn't tell me in advance, Denise, we're going to go to the gun range, I could have been like, well, how does he even know that I'm interested in, shooting guns or being around guns or anything? But I love that he laid it out there. This is what we're going to do, so.
All right. Good
not
stuff.
About the money.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have, because going to the car wash is something that's like an experience all by itself. Like, you go to the car wash and then maybe you go get some food or something, but because you're gonna be down there scrubbing rims and and not too many women are signing up to be scrubbing rims
with your good clothes on.
right, with their church shoes on. They're not doing that, right?
Yeah. I'm different. Right. That's why I said with me it's a good time.
You're different.
Yeah,
you're different. That's what's up.
But it did bring about different dynamics, so that kept it exciting.
Yeah, and I think too, he has to know the woman. Like in communication, you get to find out what she likes to do.
Right.
I like to hike, so someone like me taking me on a hike, perfect.
Yeah,
it's a perfect date. So communicate all the time that you guys are having conversations. Find out what she likes to do, what she does for fun. If she likes jazz music, take her to a restaurant that has live jazz music. Sometimes there's restaurants that are free during the week just to sit and listen to jazz music. Find out what her likes are and create that first date around that.
Yeah, it could be a sipping paint.
Yeah. Look, hold on. So my man K-Zag said he invited her into the world, and that's how it's supposed to be. So I know what he's going to say about what you just said, Cassandra. He's going to K-Zag's going to say, well, it's okay to get to know what the woman likes and all that sort of thing, but he says, will you come on a date with me? Which means it's not necessarily about do you like to go skating, skiing, hiking, like all what that's nice, but when he's inviting you on a date, he's planning. He should be really doing the planning of the date and deciding kind of what we do. And it's not necessarily this is what K-Zag would say. It's not necessarily about what you want. It's more about what he wants you to experience.
You have to be careful with that because you may take me on experience. I may be afraid of heights, and you're taking me somewhere where I'm not comfortable, or you're taking me bike riding. I don't know how to ride a bike. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be awkward when we arrive there and I don't know how to ride a bike. And it's like, okay, we're bike riding today. Well, I don't know what to do. What are we going to do then? So you're going to go by yourself. So that's why I'm not saying that it generally has to revolve around her, but what you're thinking about doing, you got to know that she will be able to do it.
Yeah, there should be some general.
Yeah. She's going to be able to do it. Like if I can't skate, you're going to invite me to a skating rink, but I don't know how to skate. I'm afraid of skating. I'm afraid of falling. So it won't be a time of us getting to know one another. It's going to be me frustrated that I don't want to be embarrassed on the first date. I don't want to, there's a lot of things coming into play when he doesn't ask questions prior to doing it. Now, like someone like me, I wouldn't mind. I'm an okay skater, haven't skated in a while. We can go fall together because you're going to fall with me. So, but that's different. But another type of woman would not be okay with being embarrassed.
Right.
You're adventurous. You don't mind trying new things.
I don't mind trying new things at all. I've gone skydiving. I've gone water rafting. I do it all. So I'm adventurous. So for a woman like me, that's okay. But for a woman that's not into adventures, you might not have a good time. She might walk out on a date and for that reason not do a second date.
Yeah, but I think all those things should come up in the conversation because if you're getting to know one another, you're going to find out a few different things about each other to know how to plan the date. Exactly. You're going to know if she's more settled or is she more spontaneity or is she, the woman that, is really full of excitement and energy that, you can just spread your wings where, you get to make the adjustments because you have an idea about each other's personalities where you can say, okay, you know what? Yeah, she like parasailing. Yo, we're going to plan this trip to Cancun. You with that? Because you like to parasail, you like to jet ski,
Wait a minute, Will. Though, listen. So here we go. Though here we go. You say, oh, would you like to come to what was that? Aruba? You said Aruba? What did you just say? Cancun.
Cancun spot.
Okay. So if I invite you to Cancun, there is an expectation that how many rooms we get in Cancun? You feel what I'm saying?
Well,
so
not on the first day.
Again, we talking about finance. I'm paying for a trip, and then if I ask you to come to Cancun, who is expected to pay for Cancun?
Point made. However,
if I pay for
not
Cancun
on the first date.
Okay.
Not on the first date. I
think
as we
that's
get to
good.
know each other, I think once we get to know each other, we get to find out where each other's dynamics are. We can plan something exciting, but even on the local side, you got Top Golf, you got Dave and Buster's, again, you got the parks that because Atlanta is so liquid with concerts, you got Piedmont Park, you got all the festivals going on. That's not going to cost you more than $40, $50. You bring your lawn chair, you pack a little lunch, and you get to know each other and have a great time. So there's different. I think the key is just getting to know the individual enough that you can figure out how to make the date a win.
Right.
Not trying to impress for the next day where you got to spend a whole bunch of money. It's really about the chemistry of the two people.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Let me put up this infographic, and I want y'all to see this. Should men? This is the article I found. Should men pay on the first date? This guy actually did a survey of 500 millennial men and women on the touchy subject of whether or not men should front the bill on the first date. He said, I asked members about their personal preferences with one simple, direct question: should men pay on the first date? And he surveyed men and women in New York City, 25 to 30. Here's what they said: should men pay on the first date? Men said 40%, 48% of men said no. And 52% of women said yes. My man Calvin Austin, you know I'm going to bring you in. What's happening, good brother?
I just want everybody to know that y'all see this guy. This is my bro from back in the day. Tell him, Kelvin.
Yes, sir.
Norfolk State.
Norfolk State. Yes, sir. Behold the green and gold.
Y'all don't always follow him. You can turn to a love. What do you call yourself?
Love coach Atlanta.
He's the love coach. When I was at Norfolk State, I was over the gospel choir.
Yeah.
He was one of the drummers.
Yes, sir.
The
Love coach.
love guru.
Yeah, man. I'm doing good, bro. I appreciate that. Let me get back to the show, man. I appreciate you popping in, bro.
I just want to holler at you. I love you, man.
Love you, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. That's my guy. That's my guy. All right, so check it out. Should men always pay 40? Look, y'all, hold on a second. Let me pull this down for a minute, because we got to talk about just the man side of this. 48% of men said no. What y'all think about that alone?
That's why I date older men that you don't have to explain all this stuff, because I mean,
Yeah,
I think that this newer generation.
I think, yeah, you got to figure out where you got that data, because, I mean, like she said, a more mature man is going to pay for the first date. That's just inevitable.
These are millennials. These are millennials.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why.
well, that's why.
why.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why.
They said 48%. So, and only 52% said yes. That is something interesting. So on the woman's side, 28% of women said that men should always pay on the first date. They said no, that men should not always pay on the first date, and 72% said yes, that men should pay on the first date. What do y'all think about that side of it?
I think it's a culture issue, because if you haven't grown up in a two-parent household where you've learned, some good boundaries on how to treat a man or how to treat a woman, then, this younger generation, they don't have the tools to understand how to date properly. They just feel like I'm not going to go out there and spend my money on this person, and I don't know what I'm gonna get. Again, I'm not going to know what I'm going to get in return. But if I just feel like the balance of coming from a two-parent home, you're going to get the tools that you need to understand what it means to date, because you're going to look at how your mother's treated, how your father treating your mother, how the father's treating the daughter, how the mother's treating the son. Those tools line you up for life.
Mhm.
But if you're coming from a single parent home, not to discount single parent home, but in most cases, it's only so much a woman can teach a son, other than this is what you better be doing to treat a woman, because I'm a woman. And, these are the rules that you need to understand. And in retrospect, I think there's a little bit more cavalier with the daughter, because they have so many characteristics that are the same, that it's easier to teach a girl how to become a woman. So, I mean, ladies, help me out there if you think I'm right, because that's just my opinion. If there's that right balance.
Again, I think it's the generation that they did the survey on. The age group, like I said, these younger younger adults are coming into this world just feeling that everyone has to be separate. We don't have to do certain things. I still believe in the older generation, we believe in chivalry. We believe in a man still opening the door for us. We still believe in a man walking on the outside of the street and I'm on the inside.
Yes.
And they're not taught this anymore. So when I'm with a guy, I'm looking for these things as opposed to a woman who's 21, 22, who wasn't taught this is a norm and a man is supposed to do this. She's not going to know. So I think it's that generational gap that we've got.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Awesome.
Yeah, so check out this comment here. My friend B Smith from Chicago. She said, instead of taking me on $100 date because you didn't listen to what I said saying about myself, I would have like the zoo better. Okay. So this goes into what Will was saying, that you can find out a lot in the conversation. So for the guys, you find out from just the listen, just listening to what she says, listening to what excites her, and then you can plan the date around the conversation. So it's still your idea, you're still designing it, but you listen to the clues as to what would make her enjoy the experience. You know, we don't always talk about it, but unless a woman enjoys the experience, it was not a good experience.
A good date.
Right?
Yeah, a good date.
Exactly.
Unless a woman enjoys the sex, you're not a good lover. A man is not a good lover if the woman didn't enjoy the sex. If the woman don't enjoy the date, you're not good at dating. You understand? So, what y'all think about that? I said that sex thing. I threw y'all off on that one.
Not at all. I was with you.
I threw y'all off on that one. All right, let me see what we got. My girl LaDonna said, "Wow, that's wild." And that was talking about the infographic of the ladies, and you know, what I think also is interesting about that infographic is that there are so many ladies who said, "Oh, you know, a man shouldn't have to pay on the first date." Like they said, 28% of the women said men shouldn't always pay on the first date, and 72% just said yes. So I think 28% is that's a big number.
It is. Well, I think, and you know what, I think it's a little impressive, you know, to have a woman, find you appealing enough to say, well, hey, you know, would you like to go on a date? And she pays, you know. But again, I think it just depends on the chemistry and the dynamics. Now, should you expect that? Of course not. But yeah, I've gone on dates and women that paid for it.
I like that comment.
I missed it.
Like that one. Yeah.
Good lover, but a bad listener. No more dates for you.
But is he a good lover? If you're not a good listener, can you be a good lover? You know, if you're not
a good lover, but not a good listener. She said, no more dates for you.
And a good lover to who? Maybe not to the person who you wouldn't listen to.
Exactly. Because you can't, and I always say this, the experience is never the same with everyone. What one person may like is not the same thing someone else will like. So you have to learn the person that you're with when you're making love to that person, because what worked for her yesterday or whoever you were with last month is not going to work for the new woman. She may not like that.
Right.
So you have to learn what she likes, and she will learn what you like.
That's exactly
Even
the point.
in the bedroom, is communication still going
communication.
on.
It is. It's still communication.
Right.
Yeah. So somebody in one of the infographic down there, they had a point and they asked about the tip. Now, let's say he's paying for everything. Cassandra, Are you pulling up money to take care of the waiter?
Listen, we're on a first date. We're not breaking down what has to be paid on a first date. It's on the check. If you're going to put an amount, you're paying for the whole date. If we have to nitpick on the date, I already see issues. Just pay for the date and call it a day. to me, that's too much. Like if you're
Is he
doing
paying
the
for your
date,
parking?
Yeah.
He paying for your valet?
if he chooses to, but if we came in separate cars, I'm going to go to my
Mhm.
car and pay for my own parking because I came in my own vehicle. But if he says, you know what, Cassandra, I want to pay for your valet. Let me get your ticket and I'll pay for you. That's an
Mhm.
extra plus for him right there. Do I expect him to do that? No, but I
Mhm.
like it.
Okay. All right. What you think, Denise?
That's the same thing. Same thing. Cassandra and I, we think alike
Yeah,
on
I
a
see.
lot of these
I
topics.
see.
Yeah,
I
we
think
right here on a lot of that.
it's a woman thing. It's a woman
Yeah.
thing. Mm. Okay. Cool.
Point
Cool.
well
Cool.
made.
Yeah. Look. Let me see if there's some more in that on that infographic that I need to cover. So going through, here's some reasons for diner users stating that men should front the bill. Here's what the men had to say, y'all. This is their reasoning for why men should front the bill. Men said having men pay for the first date or any date thereafter is merely a chivalrous gesture, an act of kindness and chivalry. Okay. Another guy said to let the girl know he shows care and being responsible. All right, let me jump down to the women. The women said, I don't follow dating rules per se, but I'm traditional in that I think the guy should ask the girl out and pay for the first date. Now, let me stop right there, y'all. Because see, this is some of the things that some of the guys in the men's communities are talking about, how women pick and choose the traditions that they like. Right? They pick and choose the traditions that benefit them. They pick and choose those things that are, well, you know what? I think men should do all the paying because that's traditional. Now you ask them to do something that's not traditional, like I don't know. We'll give me something that that these women are oppositional against. That they don't like traditional ways when a man asks them to do something. A man asks you to go make my plate. I don't make no plate. You're not my husband. You're not my man.
Well, I just feel like, again, those are attributes that they lack because they're not taught how a woman's supposed to take care of
How a
men.
woman. Did you hear what he said, Cassandra? How a woman's
Yes.
supposed to take care of him.
Yeah, you're supposed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know, like if you want the man to be the provider and the protector and all that, you know, I grew up with three sisters. They had Ken and Barbie and Easy Bake Oven, you know, and through that, my mom taught me how to cook. So I'm very multifaceted in that regard, and I'm proud to say that. But a lot of women don't cook. A lot of women don't keep the house clean, but they fly as hell. You know, these are things that women should know so that when you get a man and you want him to take care of you and all that, but then you don't know how to keep your house clean, but you gaudy all week. You're like, those are things men look at. Okay, I like to cook. That's a big plus for her. But in the interim, show me what your skills are, because we need to be making sure that we got some compatibility. That it's great to know that you have that, but it's not so much as an expectation. Because my parents did a great job of allowing me to learn how to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy cooking for a woman. I enjoy cooking for my woman. I enjoy her knowing that, you know, she can come to my house and it's clean and we comfortable and we can create our own environment in, you know, my domain as well as hers. But like a woman got to show those characteristics for a man to jump out there on the ledge.
Mm-hmm. What say y'all?
Okay. You want to go, Denise, or do you want me to?
Yeah. I was gonna piggyback on that and say that's true. It's definitely dependent on your upbringing because, you know, I wasn't taught how to cook, but having children, I took the time to try to learn how to cook. You know, it's everyone is not brought up with the same skills. However, you know, I like traditional men. I like men that, even though my father taught me how to change tires, I know how to fix radiators. I know how to drop a motor. I know how to do all this stuff. It doesn't mean I want to be out there doing it. I still want a man who will do those things for me, or at least get someone who will. I want that to be off of my hands. Like, this is what's wrong with my vehicle. Can you take care of it? You know? So I think it's all about discussing what skills are compatible with each other and then seeing what works for you with that other person. Because everyone's just not, you can't expect it just, because she's a woman, she should know how to cook. No, because everyone's not brought up. My father was always said, my daughter's going to be blessed to have a man who knows how to cook, or else have enough money to take her out to restaurant stuff. I want her to keep her heads in the books. You know, I want her to go on to law school. I want her to do these things. And that's the path that I took. So
yeah, daddy was partially right though. Because like you said, then after you start having children, like you can't feed your kids restaurant food every night.
Right.
You know, you got to be able to prepare the meal.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with trial and error. You know, I think that's the fun part of a relationship too. If you dating someone that isn't, as skilled as you are, you get in there and you share and you still make fun of it. Not
you
that
make fun of it.
Yeah. Not that the person
learn
is
together.
intimidated. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Daddy was right, because I was blessed with men who know how to cook. For some reason, I meet men that are like, oh, Denise, I got it. I want to cook for you and blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah.
I was married 10 plus years. So my husband knew how to cook. He was right.
And I think it's, once again, it's compatibility. For her, that worked. She found someone that was willing to take over the chore. Like with me, it's different. I'm an island girl. And we're taught at an early age, you're going to be smart. You're going to know how to cook. You're going to know how to clean your house. You will do everything all around because you're taught to be independent. You will make the money and take care of the household. So I was cooking ever since I was 11 years old, making full course meals at 11. So, but I was expected to keep those grades up and have straight A's all through school. So it's not and it depends on culture. Again, like I said, I'm from the islands. So they expected the women to do all. But on the flip side, that was the traditional woman. But with the guy, he did not have to cook. Like if you had a brother, the sister would do most of the work. My mom didn't play that. Everyone was going to do everything. So it depends. So if you're looking for traditional, it depends what type of traditional you're looking for.
Right.
Is how I say it.
Yeah. And flexibility is good. Again, because it makes the relationship that much more, versatile.
Yeah.
Yes. So look, I want y'all to see what Andrew Tate, he's the big talker out there. He took KS kind of position. So here's what he had to say about it. I don't know. Can y'all hear that?
No.
We still can't hear.
Still can't hear it. All right. I don't know what. Essentially, what he just said was, that's your job as a man to pay for everything. But the whole pay for everything thing. I understand where that comes, where he's coming from with that. But let's be honest. Most people are regular. Like most guys are regular. Most guys don't have, you know, 6-figure jobs, you know, and you know, everybody doesn't necessarily have it. So if a guy doesn't have it, and we've already established he could be more creative with it, but you know, you can only be but so creative. Dates cost,
Right.
okay? Like if you want to take a woman out for wine, you got to be ready to pay for that. Like whatever you go to do, parking even costs, right? And so, you know, what do you really suggest for guys out here? Cassandra, this guy wants to take you out. He wants to show you a good time, and you know he's doing okay. Let's say he's not living. He's not that first scenario where he's living on his sister's sofa and he needs you to pick him up for dates. But he's just a regular guy. You know, are you expecting him to just pay? And when I say for everything, for how, you know, throughout the relationship, is just overall. When I say pay for everything, meaning like pay for everything. If you guys decide to get married, he pays for all the bills. If you guys decide, like whatever it is, are you expecting him to pay for everything, date and relationship?
No. I think everything is no. I'm not expecting him to pay for everything. We're going back to that same thing when it comes to communication. Like I said, first date, I'm expecting him to pay the first date. And as we go along, and this, as far as him being a regular guy, if he takes charge of planning the dates, then he plans where his budget is, what he can afford, where he wants to do. So when he opens it up for a woman to choose a restaurant, then you may be asking for a restaurant where you're about to pay $200 just for her. But if you say, you know what, I'm taking you out and I'm taking you here, you've already set your budget. You know how much money you have, and this is where we're going to eat. So I think a man who's on a budget has to take control on how he dates and when he dates. And in marriage, once we're married, it's traditional again. It's not separate. What we have is together. So then we decide how we are going to divvy up the bills, or if you want me to pay or anything, maybe I'll just be responsible for paying the car notes and the car insurance and you pay everything else. It depends on that couple and their communication.
Yeah.
Well,
so what if the woman actually makes more money, and this guy's just a regular guy working down at the bus company, $50,000 a year, and his woman is the one who makes $150,000 a year. How we managing the payment? Because I know a guy who got 3 jobs because his woman is one of those high powered executives. Like she's got it, and she almost does nothing at work, and she comes home with like 175,000, and he got to bust his hump, and all 3 jobs come together be like 85 or something like that. So what's your thoughts?
Well, that's competing. I don't think love should compete. If she's fortunate enough to have that type of money and she's in that class of revenue stream, if she still loves him, then that money is theirs. It's theirs because you're becoming one. And I mean, you know, that's not to say that, you know, she may not put a little to the side, because most women go do that anyway.
Oh, women put it to the side, buddy.
You know what I'm saying? But
they putting it to the
she
side.
still should let him lead with the money he has and the money they have together. Because if he's a leader, that revenue stream or class of revenue that she's in is not going to make a difference. It's going to be the fact that she's submitting to his leadership. Am I right, ladies?
I concur.
That's right. I agree with that.
All right. Yep. So this comment is on the TikTok live. Sharon Henry, she said 99%. This is to what Cassandra said. 99% of island women knows how to cook and clean and have to keep those grades up. She talking about it from the island. They don't mess around in the Caribbean. You got to go to school. You got some accent for me, Cassandra?
You want my Haitian accent? Okay.
Let's hear it.
I'm not good at it, but here we go. Yes, we have to go to school. We have 3 rules: l'église, l'école, la caille. That means you go to school, you go to church, and you have to go school, work, and l'église, l'école, la caille. School, home, and church. That's where we belong. Nowhere else. No streets for you, no party, no sleepover. You do nothing, okay? You come home and you sleep in the bed I give you.
Sleep in the bed that I give you.
That was funny.
So that they straight to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight to it.
And I do feel like it's not only island cultures, because I've spoken to some American friends too, and they say that it's very similar in their household. We think that we're so separate, but we're so much more alike than we really think. Because I know a lot of friends that I have that are Americans, they grew up on the same strong values that my parents instilled in us. So I just think it's just your upbringing. And I think someone made that comment there that she wasn't from the islands and she came up with those same upbringing as I did. So I just think this generation is totally different. Like I said, I was cooking ever since I was 11. I have a house full of girls. And I've been trying to teach them all along. They were like, no, but we have mommy. Mommy's going to cook. Mommy's going to do this. I have a 25-year-old, a 20-year-old, and my twins are 14. And it's out of the 3, they can dabble in the kitchen, but do they like to be in the kitchen? Not their forte.
Yeah.
And I've instilled in them that they have to know how to cook, to take care, not to say to take care of a man, but to be able to take care of themselves.
Yes. And to be able to take care of a man. Because you're going to have to.
Yes, I agree.
But you know what? I think we need more of that, though. We need more of straight talk from moms and fathers of what the expectation is. You know, because I'm not sure that I grew up with both parents in the household and all of that, and you know, but I can't really say that my father articulated to me to say, listen, son, get ready to pay for everything.
Right.
Like I can't say that he actually ever told me that you know, going on dates, you're gonna have to pay for the dates, pay for this and pay for that, and a lot of this stuff I just kind of like figured out as I went, you know, and did the best that I could. But I think some of this we need to equip our young people so that they don't end up having these statistics of 40-something% of men saying they don't think that they should pay on the first date.
Well, I have to agree with some of the things you just said, because in retrospect, my father demonstrated he was a phenomenal provider. He made sure that my mom looked like Cleopatra. She wanted for nothing. You know, we always had the best cars. So he demonstrated to me what a man is supposed to do in a relationship because of me watching him. So again, he didn't articulate, but he did say, when you're a man, you know, that's what you're going to be. And when I went to the military and came back, he said, you got 6 months to move out because you're a man now, you know. But, you know, that was the generation that, you know, they learned hard. They worked hard. Blue collar workers and, you know, factory workers were the staple, you know, for America, you know, throughout the 60s and 70s. So, you know, like I just learned from those attributes, and yeah, they definitely fitted me well.
Wait, so Denise, let me ask you this though. This just came to me while Will was talking about this. while do you have sons? You got boys?
I have one son.
You have one son. Okay. So what are you going to teach this boy that because what we're saying here all sounds well, but we also know that there's plenty of young ladies and women who will drink your son dry with all these dates and expectations, and they want a Birkin bag and all these things, and he working himself to death at Kentucky Fried Chicken trying to buy the girl with some nice things and keep up, so like what are you going to tell him as a young man coming out here?
I'm very proud to say that his father and we have conversations with him about dating, stuff like that. Right now he's only 11 years old, but we've already started talking to him about this is what and his father has demonstrated during the time we were married, and how what you need to do for women, opening up doors, and he runs to open up the doors for his sisters and myself, and make sure that he's ahead of us and opening up car doors and everything. I have the perfect little Scorpio son, so we just have daily conversations with him about this is how it is with a woman. This is how it is. This is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what we tell him. I mean, we both are on one accord when it comes to teaching him what it's going to be like, the real world. We don't sugarcoat anything. Very transparent with this size going to be. And it's open communication. And he turns around and asks us questions about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
You answered part of it. Part of my question, but you didn't answer the other part.
What did I miss? What was the other part?
How are you going to keep him from getting drank dry while he's working overtime at KFC, and these women out here are looking forward to his check coming to their hand, so they can look stylish in the streets?
All we can do is teach him and instill in him, well, this is what it is. If he has any questions, he needs to come and ask his father. I mean, he can do that. But I mean, sometimes you just have to go. You have to go through some things, to see, and then you'll start saying, "Wait a minute, I work at KFC. I can't afford this." I've had those talks with people, because some people will assume, "Oh, Denise, you are high class. You want this and that." I'd had this conversation actually before getting on here today. This person said, I just don't make enough to take care of a woman and 4 children. And, and I told him, I appreciate, your honesty on that. You're being real on your budget and where you are. No one ever asked for that, but these are things that you're thinking about.
Yeah, we know. Because a man's got to be thinking about that. If you dating a woman, we already established paying for the woman. And if this goes into something serious and she's got kids, you got to be ready for that. And you say, no,
ready for that.
Their father takes care of everything. That's bull. Yeah. Come on.
So Denise, do you have daughters as well?
I have 3 daughters and 1 son.
Okay. Well, here's another big carrot, because I grew up the only boy, and I had 3 sisters, and my sisters had radar. They did not allow me to get into any kind of relationship with a woman without their approval, because they had that instinct to see the different characteristics that some women may have had, to say, I don't think that's the one. So in that case, it will prevent your son, having 3 sisters, that they could hopefully be his radar to, kind of coach him through not having to have, encounter certain circumstances.
Yeah. Meaning gold diggers. They keep their eye out for gold diggers.
I didn't want to say that. You said it.
They keep their eye out. Yes, because women know women.
Right.
Women know women, buddy. They see him coming. Oh, here she come. She always come around on payday.
Right.
They watch it for all that. my girl LaDonna, she said you have to set boundaries in the very beginning to date within your means. That all sounds beautiful, y'all. But we know, just even having the conversation about the thought about setting boundaries in the beginning when it comes to finance, that automatically means in somebody's mind that you're broke. Because there's no setting of boundaries with finance if a person has money. Right?
Right.
So no man wants to be in that position where he's seen as broke.
True.
There's nobody that wants that. So yes. All right, y'all. Well, let's get ready to wind this puppy up for tonight. So, Cassandra, give me your final thoughts on this topic tonight. Should men pay for everything? And tell them how they can follow you, how they can find you, whatever you got going on.
Okay. Well, to wrap it up, I'm going to go back to all about communication. He knows what his pockets look like. She has no idea what his finances are. He's asking her on a date, so she's assuming he has it. So he needs to take control, plan the date, listen to what she's looking for, and take her out. Does he have to pay for the first date? In my book, yes. Possibly the second, third. She may come in and pay for the fourth, depending on what type of woman she is too. And that helps him decide if this is the woman he wants to be with. If she's just going to always allow him to pay. So with that being said, does he pay for everything? No. But at the very beginning, he is going to have to fork it up. So you can follow me on Facebook. I am Cassandra, and that's Cassandra with an E at the end, Cassandre. Fidelia Mathurin, Fidelia. Once you put Fidelia, you'll pull me up. Follow me on IG. I'm classy, Classy_Cassandra, Cassandre.
Awesome.
All right. Will Brown, let's hear it. Let's hear your final thoughts on this topic. Should men pay for everything? And then tell them how they can follow you.
Well, men shouldn't pay for everything, but I do believe that, the first stages of the dating game, whether it's the first 3, 4 to 5 dates, yeah, you should be expected to pay. And if you can't pay, then don't play. Don't get in the game if you're not willing to pay the price. And more importantly, as Cassandra said, it's about open communication and the chemistry and, being secure enough to know that you're making an investment with someone that you're really attracted to, and vice versa, she's attracted to you, and you're building. And with that, you can set the boundaries on, how you want to steer the relationship. So I think as the relationship grows, then you kind of let down some of the guards and the doors, and, the flexibility will definitely present itself. Other than that, I'm Will Brown, the author. I have currently 13 books. You can reach me on Amazon.com, Kindle, also Will Brown, the author on Instagram. And thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts.
Absolutely. Denise, the boss, share your thoughts. Should men lead with their wallet? Should men pay for everything? And tell us how they can find you.
All right. It's all about open communication. I believe from the very beginning, just, having effective communication on what is to be expected, what is going to go on a date. And no, I don't think that a man should have to pay for everything every single time. But in the very beginning, yes, to put their best foot forward and to show that woman that they are interested in that woman. My name is Denise DeBoss Johnson. You can find me on TikTok at DeBoss Johnson and Facebook at DeBoss Johnson. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. Good stuff. And I'm going to say that I think that a man should not lead with his wallet, because you are setting the precedence. no matter what you do, you're setting the precedence, right? You're setting the expectation. And if you set the expectation that is all, you got if you got an unlimited fund for when it comes to dating, when it comes to having a good time, you're letting the person know that there's no limits, and so they'll just keep going with that. And then when you end up broke, you're mad. So you shouldn't have to end up broke. Just date within your means, date within your particular situation, and it's gonna work out just fine. So I appreciate all y'all coming through today. I appreciate y'all. And you guys, I want y'all to look out for my book. My new book is coming out in a few weeks. Secrets of the Mind of a Man. Let me see if I got that back.
Hey.
I need y'all to see what a brother been working on. Where she at? Here we go. Let me see. There we go. The book is coming soon.
I really like the cover.
Yes, thank you so much. Them secrets is in lock and key under padlock, and I'm gonna let the secrets go. Yes, awesome. The dating game. This is volume 1. I got 3 volumes, and this one is volume 1. Pre-sales come out this week. So look, if you watch it on TikTok or on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, and you'll be notified, and you'll get a chance to go ahead and be a person that gets the pre-sale going on. So thank you so much. My girl Adana chipped in here. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And B said, great show. Thank you to all. We appreciate everybody coming through. So, all right, everybody, till next time, peace and love. We'll see y'all in the future.
Bye, everybody.
Y'all have an amazing night.
Thank you, guys.